live?
We are live. We're good.
Well, good. That's one problem resolved. I like when tech actually works. Hello to everybody from lovely, not remotely sunny South Gloucestershire. I am, as always, joined by my producer, the lovely and talented Knut. Hopefully you guys can hear him this week. I believe we've resolved that particular problem after crazy, silly tech update nonsensory that happened. Shenaniganery. What's that?
They can hear me all right.
Excellent.
Rider TITO says, hello to your face!
Ah, my face! Thank you for being here. It's awesome to see you, and I got to actually hang out with you twice today. I was super excited. Also, presuming that there is a fish in the background, hi fish. At some point I will meet you. So the way these things work is I do these little weekly mini sets, give or take about an hour. They've been, the plan was to do over a half hour and less than an hour and a half, much less than an hour and a half in most cases. They've pretty quickly just sort of become, I'm streaming for an hour. That's a thing that's happening. But it's music, it's blue card music, it's random JPC music, it's random covers that I like and happen to know, or somebody has said, hey, go learn that song. Etc., etc., etc. And, you know, AMAs, the whole Ask Me Anything thing. Happy to do book stuff, talk about the books, talk about the music, talk about projects, talk about things and stuff at places with people. That's sort of the gig. So by all means, ask anything you like, be it for a particular song or just to specifically chat and blather, and Knut will be my seeing eye human and tell me what is said somewhere in chat. We are currently and concurrently live on Twitch, which is where we're focusing everything, but also on Facebook and on YouTube, so we can be all cross-platformy, which is super awesome and fun and cool.
Common says she waves excitedly. Deadworld says evening. Astrid says hello, JP. Hulk Smash says why hello.
Why hello.
Says good evening. Tegan says heart. Common says also, huzzah for cross-platform.
Yes. I have people. All of these people are here. It's wonderful to have so many pepples. Did I hear right? Is there also a Gelsinger in the house?
That is correct.
So we have a Gelsinger and we have a Tegan in the house. I just want to confirm that they are both in the building, as it were.
You are correct.
Excellent. Pepple, who are there in the chat, who are being Pepple, I say this to you. It is this, the day of their birth. So we are going to do the singing and the saying of the happy birthday. Because it is the Tegan's birthday, and it is also the Gelsinger's birthday, and so happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Tegan says, hi, honey, and Gelsing says, yes, I am here. Common says, happy birthday, y'all.
Happy birthday, Gelsinger and Tegan. Happy birthday to you. Like that.
Apologies for that. I cut your song.
You cut their song. They should be mad at you.
I'll go into the corner.
There should be frowny faces all around. But things happen. But yes, I am super excited you guys are able to be here on birthday, and I'm happy, and it is awesome, and yay.
Hey, thank you, darling.
You are most welcome. So
Gelsing says also thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm going to start with a song that if you have not seen me live, you will probably not have heard, but you will soon, because I anticipate it being on the expected summer release of the next regular old blind indie rock JPC music montage insanity thing that is meant to be out this summer. But for those of you that have seen me live, this is a song I wrote a long time ago that just never made it onto a record properly. So, I was in the studio and working my ass off as one does, and we were missing a particular song. We didn't know what it was, we just knew there was something missing. And I sat down in major frustration over it and went away overnight, got dropped off at the house I was staying at, and proceeded to fall over and woke up in the middle of the night or early in the morning and picked up the guitar, and this thing happened, and I was like, oh, well, that works, and then I kind of finished the song. And I got to the studio that day, and my then producer, Michael Seifert, Mr. Multi-Platinum winning guy himself, looked at me like, you look tired. I'm like, I am tired, but it's okay, watch. And I showed him the song, and he's like, you were busy. I'm like, yeah, that was the thing. So we got a decent acoustic recording of it, but we never had a proper recording of it. And I'm going to either release it acoustically, or I'm going to put a whole bunch of other stuff behind it. And I'm not sure which yet, because I haven't gotten to that part of the project. But I anticipate this specific song making its way onto the new disc, which again is planned for kind of a early to midsummer release. First comes the series soundtrack, then comes this. So this is a song called 10 Feet Tall. 10 feet tall, walking around like I know what I should do. I walk through walls, walking around like there's nothing left to lose. Yeah, walking around, I got nothing left to prove. Sky, no more beginnings left to wish for. Truth in the light, you can't seal forever in a fist hole. No, you can't keep forever with a kiss. So of my mind. I try and remember that I have to hold the line. And if there's time alone, nothing but my thoughts to steal my breath. I turn to stone. Of losing you haunt me to my death. Yeah, let the memory of losing you haunt me to my death. Silence burns away the corners of my mind. I try and remember that hold the line. And if there's there you go, a little 10 feet tall.
As you said right before, my birthday is actually around the corner. I'll be 38 on March 31st.
Nice. 31st. So it'll be before that. But if you are here on the not quite your birthday, we will do the birthday thing for you as well too also. Because the 3rd is a Saturday, so by definition that means the 31st is a Tuesday. And I don't perform on Tuesdays, at least on stream. So, we will catch you on the 28th. And you will have to be, hey, jackass, my birthday's coming up in like days. Sing for me. And I'll be like, oh, okay, sorry. Please don't call me a jackass on stream. I'm sorry. And that's how that will work.
Astrid also comes in with the support of the swooning, the important one.
Yes, I love the swoon.
Cameron really likes your breath support, so
Nice.
well done.
Who was that from?
Kamen Rider.
Kamen Rider! So,
Kamen also gives a wild applause, and Astrid says thank you.
I heart wild applause in the face, and you are very, very welcome. I'm gonna get a quick sip of water thingy, and then I'm going to do a song that has been in my head for the last day and a half, and so we're gonna do that one in a second. I will be right with you. And now I'm with you. I'm with you. It has been unseasonably-ish warm here, by the way. And you're all going to mock me when I say that. But here on the coast, on the west coast, in the Bristolish area, in South Gloucestershire, it has been in the days in the 50s, as far as American temperature is concerned. That is unseasonably warm. I am sad. Pardon me. But the nights have been lovely. And not only have the nights been lovely, but the nights have been lovely and it has been breezy and sweet and wonderful. It's just a little warmer than I was hoping for, and it means that, at the moment at least, I will have left England, being here through the entirety of the proper winter, and gotten no snow. My face is sad. Knut has gotten all of the snow. Well, almost all of the snow.
Shouldn't have gone to England, man. Should have moved somewhere else.
Astrid has more of the snow than I do, and she probably has more of the snow right now than you do, Knut.
Probably. I don't have snow right now, so...
Well, then I guarantee she has more than you. For she, unless I am very much mistaken, is still in Tejas. And Texas had this super crazy extra ultra snowstorm of doom.
Lost electricity for like 3 days, etc. as well.
Yeah, exactly. And that is expressly Deadworld's fault. I blame him personally.
Astrid says, actually, our snow melted.
Fine, just, make me feel dumb. That's okay. It's fine. You couldn't give me that, could you? You couldn't just give me that you still had snow and had more snow than the Norwegian, could you? No. Okay. I see. It's fine. It's fine.
Deadworld says, wait, we got all the snow.
Apparently. Here I was all about to be like, poor Texans, and they're like, no, whatever, our snow melted. It's Texas.
Astrid says, sorry, hon.
I'll forgive you. This time. Right, so, there's this song. I know that's a shock to you. The guy who sings that has a guitar is going to talk about a song. That's like impossible, right?
Never heard about it before.
There is a band that many people may not know, and that will make me sad because their stuff is either fair or really good. But other than in at least in England and other parts of the EU, they're not as well known as I think they ought to be. It's a band called Keane. Does anyone know Keane? Has anyone ever heard of Keane? Crickets. I'm going to go with no. There's a lot of music that's been out by them that I suspect if you heard, you'd be like, oh, that's Keane. Okay, but whatever. There is a song in particular that I literally stumbled on like yesterday morning, just randomly in a YouTube dive, and I kind of forgot how much I loved it. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm doing this stream thing. I'm going to go learn the song. So I went and learned the song. And it's been rolling around in my head like a damned earworm for the best part of almost 48 hours now. So that's what we're going to do. This is a song by Keen called Bad Dream. I'm going to get some coffee real quick and then sing it for you. And it's going to be like that.
Common and Hulk Smash says no. And Astrid says, I will wait for you. Probably a request for later.
Yeah, I will wait. I will. But first I'm going to do Keen. So that's what we're going to do. I normally don't do covers of songs nobody knows because it sort of defeats the purpose. I might as well just do one of mine. But I feel like this is a song you guys should know. Not I mean already, but it's one you should get to know. You may not think so. You may be like, meh, whatever. But I really like it. And so I'm going to sing it for you. Why do I have to fly over every town, up and down the line? Now die in the clouds above. You who I defend, I do not love. I wake up, it's a bad dream. No one on my side. I was fighting, but I just feel too tired to be fighting. Guess I'm not the fighting kind. Where will I meet my fate? Baby, I'm a man, I was born to hate. And when will I meet my end? In a better time, you could be my friend. I wake up, it's a bad dream. No one on my side. I was fighting, but I just feel too tired to be fighting. Guess I'm not the fighting kind. Wouldn't mind it if you were by my side, but you're long gone. Yeah, you're long gone now. Yeah. Where do we go? Don't even know. My strange old face, thinking about those days. Thinking about those days. I wake up, it's a bad dream. No one on my side. I was fighting, but I just feel too tired to be fighting. Guess I'm not the fighting kind. Wouldn't mind it if you were by my side, but you're long gone. Yeah, you're long gone now. I hope I didn't hit you on the head, Mr. Canute. You fell. As the song was being a song, you fell. All the way to the floor. I hope I didn't hit you on your head.
That hurts. You're getting an axe off to
I'm
use
so
later.
sorry. I did not mean to hit you on the head with the floor. I threw the whole floor at you. I'm sorry, man.
Mind. You're forgiven for now.
You say that, and then immediately fall to the ground again. So yeah, that was Keen. Hopefully you guys understand, now that you've heard it, why I completely got that song stuck in my head. And if not, that's okay. I will be greedily self-indulgent and occasionally play that song anyway, because I really like the song. Anyway, at some point I may actually record that. That's how much I like that song.
Astrid says, I've written a few things that would be perfect for your voice. Smiley face.
Dope. That is a conversation we should have. That's it. The tuning song. Stand by. Right, now that we have officially played the tuning song, sing along, you don't know the words. I believe there was this requesty thing that occurred. And so I feel like I should do the requesty thing that occurred. So I think I'm going to do the requesty thing that occurred. That is, by the way, a technical term. I've said requesty thing that occurred 3 times. I suspect that means something's going to sort of appear magically in my room any second now. There's got to be some weird ancient invocation for something. Probably something musical. I again blame Dead World.
Astrid says, you are amazing. She's giving you far too many compliments. It's getting to your head.
I'm not that amazing. But thank you.
Kamen says, please be as self-indulgent as you like. It always leads to beautiful stuff.
Okay, the love train is awesome and spooky. It is my favorite spooky thing.
We're also jamming to your tuning song, because it's a jam.
Nice. Excellent. Right.
Tegan sends a couple more hearts.
I love
Kamen says, it summons Merriam and Webster Muppet Christmas Carol, Marley and Marley style.
Oh, that's got to be done some point. I think that needs to happen. I think that needs to be a thing that occurs.
And last but not least, Deadworld says, I had it coming.
I heard that about you. It's a good thing you're pretty. So, as is a surprise to literally nobody that I'm aware of that is currently watching, or at least has commented, because I know all of you guys already know this already, this is the very, very, very first single and the very first music video I did with a whole bunch of awesome people that I hung out with, and we had way more production value than the money paid because everybody already owned all the stuff, and it was super badass and fun and cool, and a hot day or two in the Florida sun, and it was sweet and amazing. So, this is I Will Wait, which, as those of you who have been tuning in for a while know, was coded.
Hey, new stalker.
Hey, we
Thank
got a new
you.
follower. Somebody's following us now. What crazy person just clicked follow?
Jitterlow followed you right now.
Well, thank you. And welcome aboard. Right. That would be, ha ha ha. I know you. I know you. You're all twitchy now. That's awesome. Thank you. Right. Alpaca Paca, which is because that's how the drums start with the snare drum. With the bass and the snare drum. So on stage we used to say, Alpaca Paca? Yes, Alpaca Paca. Alpaca Paca. And that's what we would do. And so now I present to you Alpaca Paca. Light the light, daylight's fading into night. Shadows grow a long way, skies were blue. Looks like rain tonight, but I'll make it through. Still I'm standing, and I know I'll get through. Time's all I have, and I will wait for you while you're searching, looking for the truth. Keep believing, and I will wait for you. I will wait for you. Must keep going, it's all or none. Miles still to go, let them come. Mirror, mirror beneath the sky. Water's still tonight, so am I. Still outstanding, I know I'll get through. Time's all I have, and I will wait for you while you're searching, looking for the truth. Keep believing, and I will wait for you. Oh, I will wait. Yeah. Oh, I'm still standing. I know that I'll get through. Time's all I have, and I will wait for you while you're searching, looking for the truth. Keep believing, and I will wait for you. I will wait for you. I will wait. I will wait for you. I will. I will wait. I will wait for you. There you go. I will wait per your request.
Jitterlow says, "Hey, just passing through for a short minute. Needed a bit of a headbanging. Visualize a smiley face here."
I will take that absolutely all day, and thank you for dropping by and getting all twitchified. Oh my. It has been a weird, wild ride. I am back and forth with all kinds of crazy things. The things are ticking forward with the series soundtrack. I am still pushing as hard and far as I can. I want to get the series soundtrack for the Cycle of Bones out and released and in everybody's hands by the time I am back in the States. I land April 3rd, COVID notwithstanding. Not that I have it as far as I know, but I got to get a test to get on the plane. The plan is hopefully by the very end of March, if not within a couple of days after that, once I'm back stateside, I want the thing released. I have been working on it and working on it and working on it. Pardon me. So I get to stretch my muscles musically in a whole different direction with this thing, right? So obviously you were here. You're here now. I play guitar and sing. This is not a thing that is news to anybody sitting here. But one of the things that exists within the books, of course, it's dark fantasy. It's military fantasy horror is what I've basically created, or used, or built, or written in, or whatever you want to use for the term. But within the world, there are songs, and you've met me, or at least watched me sing and play, and heard me sing and play. They're actual songs. They're not just the pretty poetry on the page. Every single song is an actual song. When it shows up in the book, somebody actually sings it, and they don't exist in a vacuum on paper. They have melodies and harmonies and music behind them and so forth. So I get to do that, which was the first plan. But in the process of all of that, which is super exciting, I also get to flex my symphonic muscle. So between the children's choir and the adult choir, and between the strings and the flugelhorns and all the percussion and the flutes and all the random other stuff that I've added in, I've gotten to do a lot to flex my full-on symphonic composer muscle, which is something I haven't ever gotten to do before, which is super fun and awesome and cool and interesting. I've gotten to work with a lot of very talented singers and a lot of very talented percussionists and mix engineers and composers and so on, just to sort of pick up the pieces I didn't know and learn things on the fly. It's extremely rewarding. So I expect there's going to be more than one series soundtrack, because the books, just for the first series, the books, there are 9 of them that I know of. That could fluctuate down to 8 and up to as high as probably 11, but right now, unless something dramatic changes to one degree or another, Cycle of Bones is a 9-book series. And then we move on to the next series, which I won't talk about yet, but it exists already. In fact, the next 2 series already exist. I cannot imagine there's going to be one series soundtrack that will cover all 9 books. So what I'm going to do is probably do 2, possibly 3, but 2 that I know of, separate series soundtracks. And that's what I've been working really hard on. The talent that I've gotten to work with has been amazing, and the direction I've gotten to go has been amazing. And all of that's down to my patrons. So really it's down to the amount of time and effort and energy and love and support and belief and everything else that people have put in. And even more so, buying the books is amazing, buying the music is amazing. I love you guys for that. But the patrons have really, really stepped up, and there's no such thing as enough, right? Until I'm independently wealthy, there's no such thing as enough. I'm always scratching through, but I really I want to thank those of you that have been able to take care of that and be a part of Patreon and so forth. It's been awesome, and it will continue to be awesome. So that's a thing, and I'm really excited about that, and I'm looking forward to the series soundtrack. And then after that, we get into territory of final tracking and additional instrumentation and performance and so forth for the new Blind Indie Rock disc. I say disc, I'm almost positive these are all going to be digital releases only, because at this point, CDs only really are necessary or useful to people when you're going and doing live shows physically out and about, and we're still in a situation where that's not a thing. So I suspect these will be digital, at least to start with. And then after that, there's this whole gothic vampire horror thing I'm doing, which is the end of the year. So this year, there's a brand new short story. There is a series soundtrack, a regular JPC Blind Indie Rock record, a JP Corwin sort of post-industrial rock gothic record. And then on top of that, book 3 of the Cycle of Bones will be out November 19th, just like always. It's going to be a busy year.
Slow the fuck down.
No.
Susan Harmon from YouTube says, gives you a little bit of emoji during the singing there. I missed that.
Thank you. I love you in the face.
Astrid has a happy tearful swooning.
Yay.
Hulk Smash says, woohoo, go JP. Astrid says also thanks for my request.
Most welcome.
Hulk Smash says enthusiastic clapping.
Yay.
Gelsing Flux says woohoo, can't wait.
Yay.
And Common says excitement.
See, you didn't need me to slow down. You had all that shit wired. You were ready to go. What you're not hearing is him glaring at me through the interwebs.
Stare.
I am getting the evil death glare all the way from Norway. It's magical.
Including an axe throw. It's gonna
Ooh.
hit you eventually.
Damn it.
Eventually.
I'm bad at axe catching. I told you that. Guys, my producer is being mean to me. The lovely and talented Canute is being mean to me. That is not lovely. Although axe throwing from all the way in Norway to England is talented, so he keeps talented. He ceases to keep lovely, though.
Yes. Common says, what's been your favorite part so far of flexing the new symphonic muscle?
That's a really good question. Probably it's changed the way I approach music overall, right? Because when you write for kind of modern audience rock stuff, what you run into is a fairly limited number of instruments because you want to be able to reproduce it live. Like, you can add a bunch of stuff in the background, which is cool, but it's always just supporting stuff. Like, maybe you'll add a string arrangement, but the string arrangement is not something that is expected live, barring big budget, and it's really there just to sort of underpin what you're doing. With the symphonic stuff, every single thing you're doing has to have a very specific purpose, and it has to have its own part. They're not all just going to be there to support a major melody or to support, whatever drum thing or guitar thing or vocal thing is happening. They all have to meld together to do the sort of sonic tapestry thing. And that's been really liberating and really interesting, and I think, we'll find out, but I think it's made a really major impact on just sort of my regular writing. As far as instrumentation, it's interesting because what the composition I'm doing now is as much modern symphonic composition as it is the archaic stuff. So there's a lot of additional synth and pad and sort of modern elements, which is cool. So getting to work with all those vocalists and to work with all the synthesized stuff is great. But probably my favorite part has to be the ability to really, really play with different percussion elements. I'm not limited to a billion-piece drum kit, and while that's got a lot you can do to play with it when you're writing, man, the ability to pull in, anvils and chains and just bits of metal, like actual metal being struck, and to be able to get the more exotic and what people used to call ethnic and now just call world percussion pieces from all over the planet. A little bit of Cuban stuff, a little bit of African, West African especially stuff, some India stuff. Just the ability to pull all of these different percussion threads has been an experience. That's the best I can say. There's no one thing, but if I had to pick one thing, it would be all the different bits of percussion I've been able to play with.
Tegan says, how about Dyer? Haven't heard that in a bit.
I mean, it is your birthday. I feel like I kind of have to say yes. I'd want to say yes anyway, but I feel like I also have to because it's your birthday.
Yeah, you don't have a choice. Also, Cameron says, that's his job. Yes, it is. Thank you. Jitterlow says, no bacon for the producer. And I say no.
No, no, hold on. Let's not get crazy. He's still talented. Talented people get bacon.
Yes. Craig Woodward from YouTube says, modern elephants? ?
Modern elephants, and hello, Craig. We are pushing really hard, by the way, for those that are not currently over on Twitch. We are pushing really hard to get to that 50 follower mark on Twitch. So if it's something you don't mind doing and you're willing to do and you've got the time and so forth, please make your way over to twitch.tv/JP_Corwin. Canute, if you would be kind enough to put that up in chat. If you're willing, please get over there and give us a follow. It would be incredibly helpful. Once we click to that 50 official follower range, a whole bunch of stuff opens up for us, including some monetization, which is nice. just extra support stuff. But believe me, I'm happy you're watching anywhere you're watching. But if Twitch is an option, I would certainly appreciate it. And now, without further ado.
Before further ado, though,
Oh, okay.
Bentu
With
says,
further
"Love
ado."
that song." Craig says, "Hey, dude, sure thing."
Thank you. Who said love that song?
Bentu. Bentu578.
Thank you. And hi. And I'm going to do Dire because it's a birthday thing. And the birthday girl, one of them, said Dire, 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 Dire. Well, she didn't. She only said it once. But, we're doing it. So, this is the song for which I am most regularly, publicly, in print and at shows and in interviews, given the Pearl Jam comparison for. Everybody that first heard this song when I released it, Christ, is it 2006? On In Plain Sight, immediately heard it and went, is that Pearl Jam? No, that's not Pearl Jam. Man, that sounds like Pearl Jam. It's not Pearl Jam, but it sounds like it. So,
Hey,
that happened.
new stalker. Thank you.
I'm assuming that is the mighty, mighty Craig that just became our new stalker.
It's Almanac
Yes.
P29.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Right, I got major things with the Pearl Jam comparison. One other note for this song, because it's a fun little story. This is this song, the recording of it, is the single best lunch I ever bought. We needed a guitar player. My then guitarist had some serious red light syndrome, which is that thing where it's sort of like stage fright for the studio. The red light that says we're recording live now goes on and you forget your name. It happens to people a lot. But as a result, we had to pull in a set musician to do the guitar solo. And he was this blues guy, Sam Getz, and he was awesome and cool and fun. And I bought lunch at a fancy schmancy place for like $30. And the lunch was this ridiculous, just ripping guitar solo, which you will be able to pick up anytime you want to hop on Spotify or any place else. And I mean, finding JP Core and music is easy. You just got to type it into Google or YouTube and it'll show up. But this is Dire. Right. Empty, moving from day to day like there's no difference. Deadly, the silence that surrounds us is in oceans. Fighting myself because there's nobody else listening. Losing. You're your foe, nobody wants to jump in. No. Where's my tomorrow? I feel like I've been waiting here forever, like something's supposed to start. Where's my tomorrow? Times like these I love to break, but there's nothing really here to fall apart. To fall. Oh! Tired. The doors are like the walls are getting closer. Oh. Fire. I'm in my own inferno. I can't feel yours. Oh. Shallow, everywhere I look, these masks surround me. Oh, hollow, night after night, I pray that you had found me. Yeah. Where's my tomorrow? I feel like I've been waiting here forever, like something's supposed to start. Where's my tomorrow? Yeah, times like these I love to break, but there's nothing really here to fall apart. Here to fall. like I've been waiting here forever, like something's supposed to start. Oh, where's my tomorrow? In times like these, I love to break, but there's nothing really here to pull apart. In times like these, I love to break, but there's nothing really here to pull apart. Times like these, I love to break, but there's nothing really here to fall apart. And there's a little diary for you.
A lot of people clap.
I like applause.
Susan Harmon says also, today is my unbirthday. Would you be willing to do Long Way Home? Pretty please?
I not only would, but I will. Take that.
Common says, yay. Almanac says, damn, that was good. Hulk Smash says, more enthusiastic clapping. Yay, JP. I always look forward to joining your lives every Saturday.
Amen. Thank you guys very, 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 very much. Give me just a second to get some water, and I will make some Long Way Home happen for you.
Remember, guys, lots of people claps and swoons.
I mean, he's right. I mean, I hate to say he's right, because he is currently only talented and not lovely. But now he's acting lovely. You see that? He's trying to redeem himself. Do you see that? You see that, everybody? Knut is now trying to go from just talented back to lovely and talented. And I have to admit, he's doing a fine job.
Ah, you make me blush.
And?
Nah, just that. Common says, Viviat! Gelsing Flock says, thank you for the most fabulous birthday gift. Dead World says, you go, Knut. No, you go, Dead World.
Exactly. And Gelsinger, you're most welcome, and thank you guys. Honestly, thank you. So, Long Way Home. Extra super duper short version. A buddy of mine was house sitting. I did not know the people for whom he was house sitting. He had a little, it was allowed. It was not don't tell the hosts we're having a party, but he had a little party, just a handful of people over. We, made steaks on the grill and hung out in the pool and so forth and so on. And I was over there and crashed overnight, and the house was beautiful, full of amazing abstract art, and the family had gone off to Spain, and the kid whose room I ended up crashing in, I looked around, I'm like, Jesus, this is my kid. Like, he's not my kid, obviously, but this is my kid. He's got a piano, he's got swords in his room, his favorite animal is the lion, like, he's got the same kind of toys and video games I had, all that stuff. I'm like, Jesus, this is how did she have my kid without me knowing about it, right? It was one of those deals. Come to find out that mom had a very, 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 very aggressive form of lupus, and the idea would not leave my head that this boy of like 11 was getting up and going to school every day and could be getting a phone call at any moment that, dad's here to pick him up because a thing happened. And that's what turned into a bunch of music, most of which I didn't keep, but ultimately it's what turned into Long Way Home. And so that is the extra short version of Long Way Home. So yeah, that is the incredibly uplifting story of Long Way Home. I am certain none of you are remotely sad. Right? That's how that works. So, here is Long Way Home. face the day now. The sooner that you start, the sooner you learn what lies in store. Vacant eyes, your belly sees the world around you. A sharper image cuts your mind's eye free of everyone and everything. Once more, welcome to your life. It's a long, long road. Welcome to your life. Yeah, the wind bites cold. Angel boy, your empty face is lost in thought now, and prayers of beauty lying safe at home. There she is, you had a reason to gaze in green light, a canvas caressed with vague color and abstract form. Alone, and as her body dies and a wonder fades, she stares with frozen eyes and a work she made. Call a long way home. A long way home. Ooh, but you said, bring me my devil. You sent me my angel. There's no bridge I wouldn't cross just to slow the ending. Bring me my devil. You send me my angel, but don't send me through these woods alone. Oh, angel boy, standing at your mother's graveside, with nothing I can do to ease your pain. Deafening silence, with nothing left to do or say now. Yet somehow you derive some comfort from the pouring rain. Yeah, welcome to your life. It's a long, long road. Welcome to your life. Yeah, the wind bites cold. And it's a long way home. A long way home. Yeah, bring me my devil, you send me my angel. There's no bridge I wouldn't cross just to slow the ending. Now bring me my devil, you send me my angel. Angel boy, open up and face the day now. Sooner that you start, the sooner you'll learn what lies in store. There's a little long way home.
So we got a little bit of catching up to do. Dead World says, wait, Dire and Long Way Home in one stream? And Common says, maybe if we're in our extra best behavior, we'll get Find Myself too.
I mean, that would be. We've already done the trifecta. I guess that would be what? Is that the quadrifecta? I feel like that sounds like a dirty word.
It means you have to do it. You know that, right?
I know. I'm screwed now, and not in a fun way. Well, kind of in a fun way. I like the song.
Almec says, "I'm not tired. My eyes are simply lubricating."
Nice.
Almec also says later on, "It's been a long time since I heard someone I could liken to Meatloaf in vocal capabilities. But damn, dude, you get close. You got pipes."
Wow, man. Thanks very much. I really appreciate that. Thanks very much.
A lot of applause, a lot of amazings, and love it. Susan also jumps in on Facebook. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. And happy unbirthday, Vampire Girl. All right, Kamen Rider. You have been waiting for so long for someone to say that exact phrase, haven't you? Be honest.
Yup.
You've got a choice to make. I will do either. I will do either Find Myself or I will do Free.
Why not both?
Because it's getting late-ish, and I'll be honest, and I know for a fact one of them will be able to be done, and I'm not entirely sure I can do both tonight. But I could maybe do both tonight. But I kind of want to save one of them for next week. Because I do have a habit of trying really hard not to do the same song 2 weeks in a row.
Deadroll wants to challenge your music capabilities and asks for a mashup.
As close as you're going to get without me actually spending time.
Kamen says, let's go with Free then.
Are you sure? All right. They're also both in the same musical key as far as my capo is concerned too, so that's why I kind of picked those two. But okay. So this song almost made it to the Vampire Diaries TV show. It didn't. But it was either second or third, and that's a really hard decision to make because there seemed to be some shenaniganery with the voting when all was said and done. But we were neck and neck for the top spot, and then neither myself or the person I was neck and neck with got the top spot. So I don't know how that actually played out, but whatever. We were very, 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 very close to being selected through pure on voting to be with this song on a later season of the Vampire Diaries. And so there's that. But yeah, this is a song called Free. Trying to ride you away, searching for something that sounds profound enough to say, and I'll never be. Burning my mind and motives, thinking about how even courage can come to an end. I'll never be, and I'll never be free, and I'll never be. I still feel you all, ever you have really good. And if I'll ever be, I thought you and I were the same, but if push come to shove, you won't even remember my name, and I'll never be. And I will never be free. You and I will never be. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, 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 I'm not who I was anymore. But even after all this time, thoughts of you leave me raw, yeah. And I'll never be. And I will never be free. You and I will never be. And I will never be. You and I will never be. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, there's free.
Lots of swooning, claps, and all the good stuff. Tegan sends a couple more hearts, and Carmen says thank you so much.
You're absolutely welcome.
Almond calls it phenomenal. Astrid says
Thank you.
absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I think I'm gonna do one more before we close out the night. Because as much as I would love to just keep going, and there's nothing specifically and expressly stopping me from just continuing on, the whole point of these being mini sets is to not give you everything in one night, to give you an excuse to want to come back next week, right? If I've done every single song in the catalog, or catalogs if we count all the blue card stuff, then what happens is you go, I saw him last week, I heard like everything. I'll come back in like a month or two. Pardon me. Which is not really the goal. So I'm gonna do as I always try to and kind of limit it. I think we're gonna do one more, and then we're gonna call it. And that's kind of that. But if you have not already done so, please consider hitting follow. Please consider looking over at the Patreon, picking up some of the perks that are there. If you haven't picked up the books yet, please consider doing that. Find my music everywhere. I'm super easy to find. If anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to me on social media. Finding JP Corbin is easy. You just gotta know the look, right? If you know the look, finding me is super easy. Spread the word, review your authors, not just me, every author you read. If you like or hate their book, tell everyone about it. Put it on Amazon, put it on Goodreads. There is nothing more helpful to an author, beyond the obvious, reading their stuff, than putting out a review. Because reviews tell other people that it was worth a read, assuming it was actually worth the read. And yet we do this every week. We do this every week at 6 Eastern, which is 11 Z's here in the UK. And poor Knut, it's midnight when we start for him. Any
Comfortable.
last minute questions before I dive into the finale for the evening? Questions, thoughts, poems, haiku.
Says, gotta keep him on tender hooks.
That's the idea, at least. Like, I don't want to be that mean jerk who never plays the song people ask for, but by the same token, the idea is to get people to come back.
Alman asks, how would I get a signed copy of one of your books while still paying for it?
So the only way I can do that right now would be for me to meet you someplace and sign the book. I will get signed copies sorted, but there's a bit of a capital investment in that to begin with, and frankly, I just didn't have that if I wanted to get the hardcover out and everything else sorted. So it really comes down to a post-COVID world. Up until I get back to the States and can actually get some books warehoused and get them appropriately set up to be shipped off and let warehouse, where Amazon take care of that. Unfortunately, you're stuck with get the book, meet me someplace, and have me put my JP Hancock on it. At least up until we're, somewhere in the end of April, beginning of May, at which point there will be signed copies of both books that Amazon will sort out.
Alman asks, what if I bought it, mailed it to you, and you mail it back?
I mean, we could do that. I feel like that's silly expensive to do, but if that's what you want to do, I'm certainly down. It also means that, that's one less excuse for us to get together and meet, which makes me also sad. But, we can make it work out.
Dude, worth it.
Amen.
He also agrees you have a good point.
All right, then. Barring other questions. And, we'll stick around for a few seconds afterwards, obviously, if anybody has anything during the song. Knut will save the day and read things as my seeing eye human, which is part of why he is here. Also because he's super awesome and cool and has excellent taste in friends and music.
Do you know something even better?
What?
Kamen gave you a haiku!
Ooh, what is the haiku?
Thank you for the show and the lovely noodling on your dark guitar.
Dope. You are made of extra awesome win and victory. I want everyone to applaud the Kamen Rider. I mean, no one to date has ever responded to Thoughts, Poems, Haiku with a haiku. I am super extra ultra impressed with a side of wowzers. Not just wow, wowzers. We're full-on Inspector Gadgeting this crap.
Ben also asks, I'm wanting to get your Star Citizen name.
So that is simple, although I think you already have it, but it is Harbinger Tech 1. Easy enough to find, and Knut, if you'd be good enough to pop that in.
I can do that. It's Harbinger-1, right?
Yeah. So, there was a disc that wasn't, and I am forever frustrated by that, and I'm going to find a way to make that change at some point in the very not too distant future, I hope. But I had a bunch of money, thanks to investors, and a bunch of other things happened, and went to record a disc called The White Cane Conspiracy, and I was super excited about it, and it was awesome and fun and badass, and then everything fell apart, and things did not play out with my producer, and he did not actually finish the project, and I eventually got the files, which is good, but there were a combination of errors. This was not a deliberate screw you kind of thing, but it really put me behind the 8 ball. And ultimately, it actually put me in a situation where I almost got a deal with Warner Brothers, but because I didn't have access to my files, they weren't that interested, so they didn't want to wait. They heard this song and went, "That's really good. Can we get the files? Do you have access? Can we get the original files? Because we'd like to do some additional mixing on it and add some instruments." And I didn't have them because my producer had them, and he wasn't returning my calls at that point. So Warner Brothers went, "Oh, never mind then. We'll be over here with somebody who's actually ready." But in any event, I mention all of this, which is a thing I still need to get sorted out, and I hope to do that in the next year or so. Finally, actually get everything mixed and released at last. This was the one and only song that got 100% completed off of that record, and actually released as a single. And that is what we're going to close out the night with. It is a song called "Find a Reason." Now we're going to take it a half step down just in case. There we go. All right. Looking for a reason to make me let you stay. If I stay another season, your eyes will only get in my way. Your face will only serve as my temptation. So leave me as you found me at this crossroad with only my imagination. I don't have the power to stop myself, to stop myself, to stop myself from breathing, locked here in my tower. Well, I would hold you if I could, but if I should, then help me find a reason. Oh, help me find a reason. Yesterday's tomorrow kicked down my door and blinded me. I have begged and I have borrowed to feed this fire that won't let me be. Your world is only served as my frustration. Yeah. I'm still standing at this crossroad, barely holding back my own damnation. I don't have the power to stop myself, to stop myself, to stop myself from breathing, locked here in my tower. Well, I would hold you if I could, but if I should, then help me find a reason. Oh, help me find a reason. I don't have the power to stop myself, to stop myself, to stop myself from breathing, like here in my tower. I would hold you if I could, but if I should, then help me find a reason. I don't have the power to stop myself, 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 to stop myself from breathing. And for almost the only time throughout this entire night, I did not drop Canute in his head.
I was so used to it by now.
I know. You know, your soft spot grew not soft, I guess. Sorry.
A few things. Hulk Smash asked, "Can you play Find Myself?"
Next week, I promise you. We made the choice between Find Myself and Free, and tonight we did Free. Next week, I promise you I will do Find Myself.
Bento also says, "Sent a friend request to you. I did not have you on my friends list. Love the song."
Thanks, and weird, and okay. Anything else?
I also have one more. An honorable mention haiku.
Ooh.
It's from Alamak.
Ooh.
"I'm bad at haiku. Poetry is not my jam. This is really stupid."
Roger. Okay. We do indeed have an honorable mention. That is fantabulously amazing.
It's dangerous to post stuff here if you don't want it read, Almanac.
Oh, did he not think that was going to happen?
He wrote, "You weren't supposed to read it!"
Yeah, that's not a thing. I can't read it, and therefore I have a seeing eye human to do so. So, by definition, that means it's getting read aloud. So yeah, that's a thing.
Now we can all Pepe laugh and cackle at him.
Pepe laugh! Pepe laugh is fine. Cackle less so. Anything else before we officially sign off? Okay. Guys, thank you very much for dropping by and spending your Saturday evening / night with us. It's, as always, amazing to see you. We seem to be growing a little bit every single week, which is extra awesome. Do spread the word. We do this, other than when I'm traveling or whatever, we do this every single week at 11 p.m. in the UK, so 11 p.m. GMT, and 6 p.m. Eastern, and obviously all the relevant additional time zone maneuverability that occurs, and shenaniganery and stuff. But really, thank you for all the follows, and thank you for being involved in chat, and being here, and being interested in the music, and hopefully singing along at home, and just all the awesome. So, thank you again to the lovely and talented Canute, my wonderful producer and seeing eye human. And thanks for all the electricity. See you next time.